Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays. I'm Ryan, and I'm here with Adam.
Hello.
And Margot.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Nice.
Massive blizzard here, so that's been fun.
We got
cool
some
spring
snow.
weather over here.
Yeah, we got some snow today. It was rainy all day, and then I left one of my academic buildings, and it was snowy and very icy. I took 5 steps, and I was like, "Whoa!" and slipped. I caught myself though.
Okay, good.
And then the rest of the way back, I was doing the senior shuffle in order to get back to my dorm.
I love it.
My apartment overlooks this kind of main thoroughfare, which you might have heard if you ever hear sirens in these videos.
It's not you. They're not on to you. It's just Adam.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But this morning, so there's a stoplight right there. So I'm looking as I'm getting ready this morning, I watch car after car after car get stuck in the snow when they stop for the light and then can't go forward.
Oh, that's sad.
Dang.
One of them, though, was a gaggle of college athletes, a bunch of guys.
Did they get out and push?
They all got out and pushed, and there was a surprisingly large amount of people for a tiny car.
It was a clown
It was
car
a clown
of
car
athletes.
situation. It was oh, there's more? Oh, there's more. Oh my God, there's even more.
That's fun.
And they all had these, the same jacket on, I assume from whatever sports they do.
Yeah. I like to
So
think
they
it
all
was
look
just
the
the
same.
chess team. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They get out, they're all super buff.
Yeah. You gotta be. You guys looked into chess boxing? I'm sure I've mentioned it before,
yeah.
actually, now that I say it. Is you do a round of boxing and then you do a round of chess.
The
mind and the body. Yeah. My freshman year math teacher in high school was really into it. Interesting man. But it's been raining all day and it has made me so incredibly sleepy. When it's just hitting the window the right way and you're just yeah, that's nap time. I don't know. But constantly, it's been my day. I also have a pipe or something right outside my window that amplifies the noise of the rain, and so it's just even if it's just a drizzle, it sounds like it's a downpour constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But
I also have the drain right down.
Yeah,
Right down.
kind of nice.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd be gee, it sounds like it's pouring, and then
You look outside and there's nothing. Oh man. Well, Twitter has issues once again. So we're going to talk about those first.
Yeah, we were going to open with a crisp debate. Hot takes from the Twitter sphere. Is sex bad, actually?
I don't think that's the take, is it?
In movies, I thought.
In movies, yeah.
Just in general.
Sex scenes in movies. But
should we procreate? Yes or no?
Should we just end it here? Oh my God. Yeah, so you had said before that the question Twitter was asking was, is sex in movies okay? Right?
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to try to find this post that summarized it, but which I should have done in multiple hours before we started recording.
No,
but,
that's fine. This is the kind of quality people have come to expect.
Apparently there's that show called You, which I've never seen.
It's that stalker one.
The stalker one but people really love it for some reason. I've only ever heard that it's a stalker, and that's a different topic.
Yeah.
Anyways, apparently the main actor is, I don't remember, something happened, but he said he's I don't want to do sex scenes anymore.
Oh,
because whatever personal reasons.
Yeah.
I think because he got married, and so he feels weird about it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You do you. So then it became a debate over whether, or people making fun of him for this decision, which seems not great. But then also just generally people being upset about sex scenes in movies.
Okay.
Although I think really they're talking about sex scenes in TV shows. I don't think movies really have sex scenes that much anymore.
I haven't seen that many in movies. I've seen way more in TV shows than I've seen them in movies.
Yeah. I can't think of a movie that I've seen with a sex scene in it
recently.
Recently, like in theaters, like
yeah.
maybe Kingsman has like an insinuated sex. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
assumed they're going to be having sex, but you don't actually watch it happen.
Interesting.
Marvel's Eternals.
Well,
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
so clearly not a good one. So like, what are you guys' opinions on this, just base level, before we? Like,
I don't mind sex scenes.
Okay.
I guess I don't really care either way. Like,
Fair.
I'm not jumping for joy if I see it's there.
Yeah.
But I'm not upset that it is. It's just kind of like another aspect of the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ambivalent, I suppose.
I agree. I think it is interesting, like you mentioned. It's not really in movies as much. It's definitely a lot more in TV shows. And maybe that's better, because it's like I would rather watch it like in your house than with like a bunch of random strangers.
Oh, for sure. People who went to see 50 Shades of Grey in theaters, please comment how. Like, how emotionally did you do that? Like,
I would want to see that on opening night, just to see like the crowd of people that show up for that.
Sure, yeah. I think it's kind of similar to like some of my takes on violence in movies, in that it's like there's plenty of ways that you can have like a scary scene or a violent scene or a sex scene that aren't incredibly explicit. Like, you don't need to get into the gory details of everything. You can have either implied, you can have like shadows, you can have like interesting angles that don't show a lot. I think there's very like, this sounds pretentious, but it's the only word I can think of, but there's very like artistic ways you can go about it, rather than just like, hey, look at these two people, they're having sex. Like, that's not really what I want in a movie or a TV show necessarily. Because like, if you have like a good song going and the tension's been building and these characters are like finally getting to it, you're like, yeah, yay, woo.
I don't know if you're talking about a sex scene or a fight scene.
Both. That's my point. I think they can be treated the same way. But if you're just like one static shot showing all of the angles, all of the details, and again, I'm keeping it vague to apply to both, because I think this is true for both, then I'm not that interested. I'm like, okay, great, they're doing the thing, but like, could you like show any other way that they're doing the thing, you know? Again, whether it's violence or sex, I think both are fine, but it's just like, if you make it interesting, then I'm fine with it. If you're like just having it in there to have it in there, I don't care. I think that's my thing, which is not at all a real opinion and incredibly subjective.
I mean, it's kind of like, sometimes it's an important scene.
Sure.
You know, like there's maybe not an important scene. It's relevant to the plot.
Yes.
And like something like it matters, other than just being thrown in for sex appeal, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or opposite, like maybe it's intentionally supposed to be gross and disgusting because of character reasons or plot, or it's explicitly something bad that's happening, you know.
Sure.
Whatever.
But also that I don't want to see in detail. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that was, I think.
But at least it's like, it has a point, even if I don't want to see it. It's,
sure.
There's a reason it's there, other than just it's there. But even if it is, I don't know. I'm still on the side of, even if it is there, it's fine.
Y'all know I'm not a Tarantino girl. But something he does really, really well in whatever movie it is, I don't care. They're all the same. That's a lie. Tarantino movies are all different. But the one where the guy is being tortured by all the guys in the one room and they cut off his ear. But they like pan away from it. And I'm sure someone in the audience is like, it's this one. I don't know sorry.
Is it Reservoir Dogs or Pulp
I
Fiction?
think it's Reservoir Dogs. I was gonna say that, but then I got worried that was Inglourious Bastards, but Inglourious Bastards is Inglourious Bastards.
There's also like a torture scene in that.
Yeah, but that's different. It's cutting the whole thing in the forehead. But like the ear scene in Reservoir Dogs is horrifying, but it's because of your imagination. Because like it shows everything leading up to that scene, and then instead of actually showing you any of the graphic violence, it just pans away to a corner on the ceiling and you just hear it going on, but you don't actually see anything. But I still like wanted to close my eyes because of just how like disgusting you feel watching that. You're like, oh my God, ew, ugh, you know? And it's like scary and icky and everything like that. But I think that's a really good use of that, you know? Like you're still getting the exact point across. You're probably imagining something grosser than what's actually happening because the mind can make up grosser things than just a visual, right? Yeah, so I guess that's my point. And again, not to tie it back to violence, sex-wise, I think there's a lot of ways you can do that. We've talked about it like before the podcast, but like the like shadows on the wall or like seeing the bed sheets move around.
You know,
That
Fade to
classic
Black or-
like early 2000s rom-com where they throw the sheets down and they're both under them going, wow. Like there's ways to imply it easily and it's probably fine that way. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another part of the discussion was like the ethics of like sex in movies.
Mm,
And you were talking about like whether it's like portraying something consensual versus non-consensual, if that's
Right.
okay or not. And then the discussion devolved even further. But like, what are some
Mhm.
things in movies now that we'll like look at and like need to put like a disclaimer on? And people are joking like all movies like now we should just put like disclaimers on, like this was made in a different time, just
Oh,
future proof
man.
it.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I think stuff like that's tough. But
Mhm.
like we were kind of talking about it before, more so about like social media consumption though. But I think it's kind of similar with movies where it's like I do think that if there's enough like tagging on something in an accurate way, you can like look it up and decide whether or not you want to do it. Like great example. I had a friend who her family wanted to watch The Big Lebowski, right? It's a funny movie, it's a fine movie, it's an entertaining one, a classic if you will. But she was like she had looked it up on like IMDb, like to try to just like see what was going on. And like it does have like naked women in it. And she was like not feeling particularly good about herself on that day. And she was like, I don't really want to see like hot women on screen, like making me feel bad about myself kind of thing, which is a totally fair reason to not want to watch that. Like it's, you know, if something's going to make you uncomfortable, like that's fine. Don't watch it. But I think like that's a smart way to consume media is to like look into it and say, is this good for me to see? Yes or no, and base it off of that. I don't know. I think it comes down to personal consumption, I guess. At my point.
Yeah, and that was a big point, like for the tagging thing of like, you know, they are tagged. Like
Yeah,
we talked about this too before, like Netflix shows, HBO shows. They tell you what's in the episode right
Yeah.
before you watch it, and the ratings exist for movies. Like you
Exactly.
know what you're getting into.
yeah,
So some people have like, I don't ever want to see that. Like,
right.
or when people are like, I'm blindsided, like I just want to enjoy my show, and then all of a sudden there's a sex scene. It's like, but you were told that
It
this
was
was
never
coming.
all of a sudden. Yeah.
You were warned ahead of time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much more you could give. Like,
Yeah.
there are ratings and they exist and they are pretty definite.
Exactly.
Like we talked about, sometimes they'll even have warnings for stuff that isn't there.
Yeah. Like the mere suggestion of it is sometimes given a warning.
Yes.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what people want, because I feel like a lot of times people complain about encountering things in media that they don't want to see, even though it's fully warned about and you are aware it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, kind of got yourself into this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you have a right to complain when you knew going in.
Yeah. Back to like again, it's just personal consumption, I guess, is like you are responsible for the media that you decide to consume, you know?
Like you have the responsibility of yourself of knowing what you don't want to see and avoiding it when you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are nowadays, I feel like, are pretty well tagged or apparent of our ratings or whatever, some warning indication of that if you don't want to interact with this, it has these things in it and you don't have to.
I will say also, like, sometimes it's not. Like, you didn't look at the tags or you didn't, like, read them, whatever, fine. You're gonna know ahead of time for any of this stuff. It's not gonna be a jump scare. Like, you're gonna, like, have a scene leading up to it or, like, you know, things in the world of the movie that kind of tell you what's going on.
The
like,
plot is going to
it'll lead
context
you
clues tell you what is about to happen. Like that happens with gore too. Like sometimes I don't want to see gore, so I'll look away. But you know when it's going to happen. You know when someone's about to explode into mist.
That's why I can watch Tarantino movies. Is his gore is never unpredictable. It's always predictable. You know when his gory scenes are going to happen. But like also the Moxie was you tend to know. The Moxie movie. Sure. The Moxie was a movie on Netflix and it deals with like a lot of heavier subjects from like racism to sexism to sexual assault, right? And I had like started watching it and it started getting into those topics with just some creepy guy like making comments, right? And then I was like, you know what? This movie's not for me right now. I want something that'll make me happy, not sad. Like, I think it's a matter of just consuming the media that you want to consume and not judging people for consuming media that you don't.
Some responsibility on yourself for what you decide to interact with.
Exactly. Which Twitter's not great at. Sorry, Twitter.
No. I think a lot of people are not great at it.
Yeah.
On some level, you know what isn't going to work with you.
Yeah.
And you have the power some of the time, maybe not always, sometimes you can be blindsided, but a lot of the time to not have to interact with them.
Yeah. I don't know. Any other final thoughts on this?
One other thing is apparently some people, based on something you brought up, is that some people were like, I don't want to have any sex scenes in movies because it's awkward to watch with your parents.
Don't.
One, stupid reason. Two, let it be awkward. Easy.
Make direct eye contact with them the whole time. Then neither of you are watching and it's not awkward anymore. Think about it.
But even just kind of, be adults.
Yeah, like I get it if you're like a teenager, fine, sure. Everything's awkward for you. That's just life.
But I don't know. Even then, like
let teenagers be awkward. Don't tell them not to be. It's all they have.
Well, but I was gonna say I don't think it's a valid reason to be like, hey, so no sex scenes should ever be in movies. Like, we've all experienced.
Just don't watch those movies. Yeah.
I watched the Ted movie with the little bear with my parents for some reason.
That's
don't know why that happened.
I would love to think that you accidentally thought it was Paddington.
No, we knew it was what it was, but I don't think my parents knew
how much
graphic sex scenes would be in that movie. But then recently too, like, my family watched Top Gun together, and the original Top Gun has a pretty long sex scene in it that just kind of goes, and you're like, all right, and now we're watching this.
Yeah.
But, that's not a reason to be like, and I don't want sex scenes anymore.
No.
Get them out of my sight. I don't ever want to see people have sex ever.
Just pick better movies to watch with your parents if like that's your thing. Or, like I said, eye contact. I really think it's a solution. Watch Paddington 2. It's a delight. If you like Wes Anderson and you like just joy, there it is. It's not directed by Wes Anderson. I shouldn't mislead people. No, it's not directed by him, but it has very like Wes Anderson vibes in its editing and like shots. Like it's they like whoever directed it was clearly very inspired by Wes Anderson, which I love because he's cool.
Mhm.
You know, I don't think it's cool to like Wes Anderson anymore. But I don't care.
Is it not cool to like Wes Anderson?
He's like become a dad thing. Like and not cool
I
and
thought he
like
was
not
like an artsy person.
Yeah.
Thing.
I
I
don't
thought
think
it was
it's
just
like,
like
not
people didn't like it. Oh,
cool.
because it's pretentious to like him.
And I like the Wes Anderson talk I've seen lately is, man, that's a dad's director. That's like a dad's getting into movies director. And I was like, well, I'm not a father to my knowledge. But I still think he's fun. He likes lines. That's it.
Everything needs to be symmetrical.
Yeah. People like that. You ever watched Oddly Satisfying videos? He just makes that but a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get married.
Hard cut. We passed the sex phase, and now we're getting married.
Yeah, in the good Lord and Savior's order that he expects.
Flip the script, Christians. You don't have sex after marriage.
You can only have it before.
And then after, no.
You're nothing. You go back to
Nothing.
being a virgin. Anyway, we're playing the Newlywed Game where we ask a question about one of us and then the other two answer it, and then the one that it was about is like, you were both wrong. Do you even know me?
That is how this game goes.
Yeah. I tried to pick some more fun ones because we've done this twice before, but it was a while ago. So I don't think these are repeats, but if you're binging this, first of all, I don't know why, but second of all, thank you. And third of all, sorry if there are repeats. Who wants to go first?
I can.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so what is Adam's favorite fun drink? So like not water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I've said this recently. I feel like we had a whole conversation about it.
that's what made me nervous. When I wrote this, I was like, this is the first one on the list, and if Adam volunteers to go first, oops. But I have an idea. I think we
Definitely multiple answers that I would accept.
Okay. I think we should just do honor system. Like, don't change your answer just to screw us over, Adam.
No.
There's no winners or
Like a
losers.
real gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I'm actually a big kombucha guy.
Oh my god, could you imagine? That would change his whole personality. Okay, I think it's flat cream soda. Like not bubbly.
Very specific.
I
Yeah.
was thinking cream soda as well.
Okay. Is it cream soda?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I always say my favorite like non-water drink is Burner's ginger ale, which is a Michigan brand of ginger ale.
You have said that recently.
But it doesn't really taste like other ginger ale brands. It does taste more like cream soda. And I am a big fan of cream soda. So I think cream soda is a very valid answer. And soda, my digestive system is not a fan of soda. And so the less carbonation, the better my system appreciates the fact that it's been sitting out for a while. So yeah.
We got a 2/3 bad tummy pod.
It's a shame because soda
Ryan's
is
next.
so good and my body hates it.
Yeah. I like root beer a lot.
Yeah.
But it's always so carbonated. I don't know why, but I think root beer is more carbonated than other sodas. I have to let it sit for so
I
much
actually
longer.
think the opposite.
Really?
I think root beer's less. I think
Beer
like
has a lot of
Sprite
fizz.
It has so much fizz.
is, I don't know.
So at
Maybe my
Disney
stomach is just not
World,
as upset with it.
if you order root beer, they won't give you ice.
Oh, is it because it
Because
would
there's
just be
too much
nothing in there?
fizz and it would take too much time to make.
That's fair. I get that. Root beer's
Little
good though.
Disney fact for you.
Little Disney fact. I think that like craft root beer is so fun. Like there's, I don't know why root beer's the one that they do this with. I know they do this with a lot of sodas, but like root beer's the biggest one. Is if you go into like a new little specialty store, they're always gonna have like 10 local root beer breweries, and it's so cute, and I love it. Just makes me happy.
Never really had bad root beer before.
No, they're all good.
Yeah.
Unless you don't like root beer, then I guess they're kind of all bad.
My girlfriend viscerally hates root beer.
Oh my goodness.
Just means more for you.
Well, but it actually means I can't drink it because then she's like, I don't want to interact with you if you just drink it. She hates it that much.
It's that bad? Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
It's like me with peanut butter.
True. But that's also, I don't
But you
think
have-
root beer would kill her.
You know, an allergy.
Unless she's hiding a root beer allergy from you. Okay, Ryan, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay, Adam, do we think that Ryan would do a tarot or palm reading thing? Just like he would just decide to do it one day, not like as a big group party thing, but do we think he would go out of his way to go do it? So much stipulation on that.
Yeah, that's a lot of stipulation. I think Ryan is a big I'll try it guy.
Yeah.
And
same.
so I think he would do it. But adding the stipulation of would he go out of his way to do it? I don't know. I kind of feel like he would not. But he would if it was gifted to him or like a bunch of people were going to do it.
If his friend was like, I'm a tarot reader now, he would go to them for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think he like out of the blue would be like, you know what? I really need to go visit a psychic today.
Yeah. I think
my
like,
Sunday's open.
He might do it for like the meme, you know? Like I could see him doing it for a little goof, a little gaff.
But I still think that would require some prompting.
Exactly.
Which in your long stipulation.
Yeah, I think with the stipulations, probably not. Again, unless the person doing the tarot reading / psychic thing was a friend and he wanted to support them, because he would totally do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is also
More
not really
stipulations on the answer.
The stipulation really is like, would I just like go off my way and do it? I have a free day. I'm gonna go seek out a psychic. And the answer is no. I mean, I would do it if it was a group setting or a party and someone's like, "Oh, I'm doing tarot," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm curious. Why not?"
Right. Yeah. Fair enough.
So I'd say you guys got that right. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Okay. What is my favorite dessert? There's so many answers I would accept for
this. I feel
this.
like you told us.
It's definitely not
I feel like I could honestly name a dessert and it probably might be accurate.
That's not true. I have some heated debates on some.
Well, okay. Not all. I feel like there's a good chunk.
You're also like always coming on like the podcast. We'll start a discussion like, oh my god, guys, I tried like this thing. It's great.
I like food.
Fair enough.
It's just like one of the best things. I don't know.
Remember you were talking about brownie recipe once.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was also thinking brownies for the same reason. Because Mario's often like, and I baked this thing. And I feel like brownies is one of those things.
Fair enough. Not quite. I do love brownies, don't get me wrong. But I would say like my two top tier desserts are chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting because it cuts the sweetness. Love it. And then which is weird because I don't like any other type of cake. It's really just that one. And then cinnamon ice cream. 10 out of 10. It's a weird one, I know, but it's so good. Yeah.
Are you a cheesecake fan?
I love cheesecake.
Okay. Cheesecake was my alternate answer. But I was like, I feel like you have strong cheesecake opinions, and I don't know which way the wind blows, so I didn't say it.
Here's my strong cheesecake opinions. It's so easy to make without gelatin that I don't respect you if you make it with gelatin. It's like, why would you put that in there? There's no reason to. Just use Philadelphia cream cheese. Done. Boom. You've done it. You don't need gelatin. because that's a stabilizer. It makes it like, not only does it have thin horse bones in it that I don't want, but it makes it gummy almost. And I don't want gummy cheesecake. I want like cheesy, like creamy cheesecake. Like I want, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like the texture you want in your cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cat's crying because
Because he's not getting
cheesecake,
cheesecake.
yeah, he wants cheesecake. He does like whipped cream. That's something we learned. But who doesn't?
Yeah. Adam, what's your dessert of choice?
Yeah.
I'm a big brownie fan.
Which shocks me because you don't like chocolate. Or have you come around to chocolate?
So, okay. Here's the thing about chocolate.
Oh boy.
It's not that I don't like chocolate. It's that I think chocolate is overrated. And that chocolate is fine. But I don't love chocolate.
But my favorite desserts are brownies.
Like but I don't think my favorite dessert are brownies, but I do like them. I think the classic cookies, like cookies or ice cream.
Cookies with chocolate chips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, or peanut butter. I love peanut butter cookies.
What about you, Ryan?
Okay. I love skillet cookies.
You love what?
So unhealthy. Have you ever heard of a skillet cookie?
Is that like those big ones? Like,
yeah, you have a skillet and you put cookie dough in it and it makes a cookie. And then after it comes out, you put a ton of ice cream on it.
It's like
and
deep dish.
So unhealthy.
Like,
it's so good.
Amazing.
Any restaurant that has it, I will order it.
10 out of 10.
That sounds good.
That's
could
a
go
really
broke
good
if
option.
every restaurant offers skillet.
Hey, capitalism. Here's your in with Ryan.
Yeah. I'm going to stop the inflation.
From Ryan and Ryan alone.
I'm buying skillet cookies.
Oh my gosh.
I have my own skillet just for skillet cookies.
Do you really?
I do.
That's incredible. Oh my god. I love that for you. That's absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Adam. What would you teach if you were a teacher?
Hey.
I feel like history is the easy answer here, but
I feel like he'd be like that cool, like English or creative writing teacher that like turned their chair around and threw the textbook in the trash can.
I forced you all to buy this textbook and now throw it away.
Hey,
throw
fellow
away.
kids.
The real knowledge is in here. I was gonna say I think history is the easy answer because
that's fair.
He got a degree in history, but
yeah, I do think he'd have a
wonder if
lot
there's,
of fun with
another
history.
topic, though, like if you could teach anything.
I feel like creative writing he has a lot of opinions on because he was saying that he was upset that a lot of his creative writing classes were like write poems and like maybe you could be the change you want to see in the world, Adam.
That's a great point. Creative writing, I get it. Poetry's great. Why is that the only thing we had to write though?
Yeah.
Probably because the teacher doesn't want to read a bunch of
long stories. Yeah,
long stories.
A lot of trash too. Susie, your fan fiction is bad.
No. Oh man.
But I think history more likely. I actually don't think I would teach creative writing. I don't know. I don't know if I feel like I'm good enough at writing to be able to teach it.
Interesting.
I don't know if I'm really good at writing at all, but and particularly I bad at grammar. So I don't think I could be like, and this is how you make the sentence better because I wouldn't know how to do that.
What are semicolons for?
What are semicolons for?
When you're like, you kind of want to call, like, not a whole one.
Well,
you only kind of want one. When you really want one.
The ones are for when I start a list in an email and I space them out.
Here's my grammar. Does it feel like I should put a comma there based on vibes? Yes, then the comma goes. Any other situation, it's probably not going to have any punctuation.
Vibes-based grammar is the way to go. I'll just go ahead and say it.
That's how I write. Purely vibes.
Adam, oh, sorry.
I think I would have fun teaching history.
Yeah. Is there like a class if you could teach like anything you wanted?
Yeah, regardless of your knowledge. Yeah.
You've opened up regardless of my knowledge. which makes this difficult. But I still think history.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have like a
there's just so
specific
much.
like history of blank?
Mm.
History of history. Get real meta.
The history. I mean, you said that, but the history of like how history started is interesting. But I don't know. I kind of am bored with American history, so probably not
Sure.
that. Probably
Yeah.
anything other than that.
That's fair. I like it. All right, Ryan. I'm skipping ahead because I did write the next question only for you because for Adam and I it was too obvious of an answer. Would you ever go solo camping? You're the only camper among us, which is why I was like, obviously Adam and I wouldn't. So what do we think, Adam?
I think yes, absolutely.
I think he totally would too, and I like to think he would be like hella prepared. Like I think he would be like really good at it.
Yeah,
too.
I think he'd be good at it.
Yeah. I don't think he would be like too cocky about
Wouldn't
it.
be surprised if he's done it previously.
I would. I feel like he would have said that. I thought it was just with friends and Boy Scouts. Have you gone solo camping?
I have not gone solo.
Okay.
But I think, would you?
Yes, I would.
Aha!
I plan to eventually. I have a friend who
Fun.
he's in Texas and he's like trying to plan like a solo camping trip. And I was like, I want to do
That's
that
cool.
too.
Yeah.
When
I've heard it's like
have a
really,
job.
really nice. Yeah.
It is. It's just like
Yeah.
peaceful. It is
Mhm.
like a little creepy at some parts where it's like because sometimes you might see other people and it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
strangers, but it is very peaceful. Like you're just on your own.
Yeah.
So
Thinking, looking at nature.
mhm.
A cool time.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Do I ever want to buy from seeing advertisements, or do I buy based on advertisements? Like, how susceptible to advertisements do you guys think I am? I have an answer.
Okay. I think Margot thinks she's not susceptible to advertisements at all until she sees an advertisement that's like deceptive. Like it doesn't seem like an advertisement, but it's something on Instagram or YouTube or something that's like, hey, this thing, or TikTok. Or because now she's on TikTok, maybe a little bit. I don't really know. I don't understand
She's
her
on
TikTok
TikTok
usage.
now. She's on TikTok now.
Okay.
She's a TikToker.
She's trying
But
to
yes,
be like,
so I would say like traditional advertising, no, but maybe more like social media based advertising or advertising that creators do. Yes.
okay. I think maybe some social media, like if there's something like really is like in her interests, she would go out of her way and maybe get it, or at least like open the page and look at it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, no, I'm frequently annoyed by ads, but there is one ad that gets me every time, and it is embarrassingly enough the Little Caesars Detroit pizza. I know their Detroit pizza is not that good. I know it, but every time I see that ad, it makes it look so amazing, and I
I don't
want
know.
it so
You just
bad.
saying Little Caesars Detroit pizza makes
Right?
you want to get Little Caesars
It
Detroit
like
pizza.
it mouth watering. It looks so good, and like most of the time, I'm just like, whatever ads, I don't care. But that ad, anytime it plays, I'm like, damn, yeah, maybe I could. Is there a Little Caesars near me? Like,
Be like, well, I could get this for like $5.
I know
so-
it's literally $5, and it's just Detroit pizza, which is the best kind of pizza. Sorry, Chicago.
No, I agree.
Hell yeah.
I don't think
I
Chicago
really like
style
deep dish,
pizza is like a pizza.
I agree. I think it's a whole
yeah,
other thing.
Good. It's Chicago.
really
We
good.
disagree there, but sure.
I love deep dish pizza a
It's
lot.
great.
Really
but
great.
I wouldn't like want to be like, oh, I'm gonna get 3 boxes of deep
God,
dish
no.
pizza.
No,
God,
you
no.
would
I
not
can.
do that.
I like when I had it. It was like one slice, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Wow,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
full." Yeah.
I don't eat pizza with a fork. I will sometimes eat deep dish with a fork.
You gotta.
Yeah.
How would you pick that up without
You
just
can pick it
immediately
up.
like dropping it
can-
on your
You can pick that up.
lap?
Yeah.
Like, fair enough. Alrighty.
You don't get swayed by social media advertisements though. I'm mostly speaking for myself when I made my
Yeah.
assumption because I absolutely do. I'm like, I would never apply for an advertisement, and then I'll be on Instagram. I'll be like, oh, that jewelry is actually very pretty,
I've
and
had
then
that
I'll go
too.
and buy that.
I will say Ryan's right about like if it's like a niche interest of mine, like if there's like some sort of like cool like crochet hook or like yarn that looks pretty. I'm like, damn, that's pretty yarn right there. But I can't name it in the same way that I can name Little Caesars Detroit pizza.
Well, yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
I'll see advertisements and I won't remember the company, but I'll probably, if it's cool enough, I might probably click on it.
Yeah.
And, like, look at it.
Something I am susceptible of is if I see a product that I'm like, that would be a good gift for X person in my life. That's more likely to get me to click on something than of my own interests, because I have better self-control for myself, but not better self-control for buying things for other people.
I don't ever buy. Oh, well, I shouldn't say ever. I almost never buy things for myself.
Sure.
So yeah, for all these things, I'm like, oh, that'd be a really good gift for my girlfriend.
Right.
I'll bookmark that.
Yeah.
And then forget about it.
Have either of you ever bought something off of Instagram?
No, I'm afraid
No.
to.
I have.
Have you?
Well, not for
Wait,
like,
what'd you
the
buy?
Instagram store. I
Oh,
did,
okay.
like, an ad for it.
Oh, yes, I have. Like
Awesome.
from an ad that I saw on Instagram and went and buy it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I bought
What'd you guys get?
a Zelda tie. It
Fun.
was like green, and
That's
then it had
fun.
like little yellow triforces. And so from afar, it just looks like a normal tie with like yellow
Yeah.
pattern. And then it's
That
got a
sounds so
little
cute.
master sword like tie clip. It's great.
That was really cute.
That sounds really fun. I like that a lot. I love stuff like that where it's like fancy but like personality. It's not just like a black suit. It's like you're putting like yourself into your outfit, even if it's like for formal attire. Yeah. Fun time.
Mhm.
What'd you buy, Adam?
Well, jewelry.
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know if it's really buying because it's like a Kickstarter. Although I guess they ship me the product eventually in like a
Okay.
month or two. For like an art book from a piece of media that I like.
Very cool. Alrighty. Are we on Adam now?
I think you. Wait, no, we just did you. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. What is a bad habit that you want to break? I'm a little
Sure.
afraid of this one because it's going to mean that Ryan and I are judging bad habits that we think you have.
Interesting. I don't know if I know myself. I'm trying to think of things.
Fair enough. You've mentioned like scrolling too long on TikTok. I don't know if that's a frequent enough thing to be called a bad habit that you would want to break. But sometimes you're like, I do that too late at night, and then I'm like, whoa, it's later than I thought it was. That was the safest possible answer that I could have given.
I was gonna say sleep schedule, but all throughout college, I know like Adam had like a really great sleep
Yeah,
schedule.
Adam's like the king of having a good sleep schedule. Like he's the only person who I think can justifiably judge others for a sleep schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have a pretty good sleep schedule. Sometimes sometimes I get like a little screwed up, but never like some people we know.
I don't know who.
Or some people on this podcast.
Yeah, Ryan.
I did also like mess up my sleep schedule recently.
Oh man, it's just life.
And I took a 2-hour nap today. It was great.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, especially if it was raining and stuff and cold. Perfect. Perfect nap weather. Oh. What do you want to stop?
Yeah, so I don't think either of those are really right. For the TikTok, I don't really feel like I'm on TikTok that much.
Fair.
It's less about me on it too long and more of I'm doing this instead of something else that I might want to be doing.
Mm.
So, which kind of goes into what I actually would like to change, to probably be more productive.
Okay.
Less TikTok or social media, Reddit specifically.
Sure.
And more like doing creative writing of things that I would like to do and somehow never get around to doing.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. What's a pet peeve of Ryan's? And I'm gonna make one stipulation and say not kids at the airport. Just because I feel like that's too obvious. Like you've said it so many times that I feel like it's cheap to give that as an answer.
Pet peeve, Ryan. That's so broad.
Yeah.
I can't even think of my own pet peeves.
That can't
I
be
hope you guys
true.
have good ansers.
That's what I felt about mine. Like, I hope you guys supply me with my answer.
Okay, I have one.
Yes.
I think because it's like management and leadership was your like title of is it a major or minor?
My minor, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like that was your minor. You're also like very high up in res life. You're like you have a good mindset for like how things should be run. I think a big pet peeve is the whole like this meeting could have been an email type of thing. Like if people just waste your time for no reason about something that they're like, hey, we've got to talk about this. And you're like, we absolutely didn't. I feel like that's a lot of Ryan rants, which is totally fair because it's like a valid thing to be upset about. But it's just like, I do feel like that's a pet peeve.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's a really good one.
Thank you.
I really can't think of anything except maybe like people being stupid in the sense of like, hey, maybe this is another thing Ryan's talked about recently of people being like, hey, you want to do this thing, but you know you're not supposed to. So maybe do it elsewhere so you're not going to get in trouble. Sure. Or just generally like that kind of sense of, hey, there's some common sense stuff that you should know and you're not doing it. And so consequences that result of this are your own.
That's fair. Yeah.
Both are very true. Both have a lot to do with my current job.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I agree with both of them. Yeah. Definitely that one, especially with like residents and stuff. Where it's like, oh my God.
Just
like,
don't
did you even think this through? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if you were smart, you probably could have gone away with this.
That's what I told all my residents. And I can say this now that I'm not an RA anymore. I'll say it in public. I was just, don't make me do my job. Don't be stupid enough that it becomes my problem. Like,
yeah.
Margot,
I do not care what you do as long as it does not involve everyone else.
Have fun, but like not near me.
Exactly. Margot, your answer was like really close to what I was thinking, which was two things. One, I don't like micromanagement.
Yeah.
And then two, sort of along the lines of like meetings that could have been emails.
Mm-hmm.
We've been getting a lot of like messages about us talking about something at a meeting, and it's like, why don't we just save that for the meeting? We'll talk about it, not like start the discussion now. We'll just talk about it at the meeting. It'll be okay because we can't have the full discussion over text. Let's just talk about it at the meeting in a few hours.
Good point. Yeah, definitely. Oh man, people are goofy. What is my favorite plant and/or flower?
I don't know many plants and/or flowers.
I don't know many plants or flowers either.
I'll be lenient.
Green ones.
Maybe not that lenient.
I was about to say like red ones. So.
All right, Google plants that aren't poisonous for cats.
I do like ones that won't kill my cat. It's a good point. Good place to start.
Okay, I'm gonna say plants that won't kill your cat and plants that aren't.
Steals Ryan's answer.
But I was gonna add plants that aren't generic, so no like roses.
It's not stealing; it's sharing.
We're collaborating on this.
I have 3 answers.
Snake plant.
No, I'm sorry.
Spider plant.
No, I'm sorry.
No, those are the only ones I know.
Maybe just a Venus flytrap because it's funky.
What'd you say?
A lily.
Lily?
Oh, no. But I do like lilies.
Sword fern.
They're very pretty. I don't know what that is. Can I see a picture? That sounds cool as hell.
It looks like a spider plant.
Oh, that's
but disappointing. I also don't know much about plants. A prayer plant? Oh, I've actually seen those before. Those are sort of cool.
Fair. I did used to have one of these. But then my cat ate it and it wasn't poisonous for him. Not one of the prayer ones. Yeah. One of my favorites.
A radiator plant, apparently, is the name of it.
Okay.
Is it the one that I talked about this and I don't know.
It's stupid. If that helps.
I don't remember.
I like it because it's
dumb. Succulent things, is it?
No.
That everyone loves so much.
A parlor palm?
No, but it is a type of palm.
A ponytail palm?
A ponytail palm.
Oh my goodness. Number 5 on the list.
I just think they're so goofy looking. It looks like they have a little like ponytail. Like the top of it looks like a ponytail, and it's so cute. And their trunks are so stupid and bulbous, and I love it. But that's my favorite plants. Flowers, I would have gone with lavender or honeysuckle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Because-
marigolds. I like marigolds a lot too.
Fly traps are safe for cats.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But probably not, because I feel like Merlin would get his little nose bitten.
Poinsettias.
That'd be
though,
really
are not
funny
safe.
though.
No, poinsettias are like super bad for them.
And they're like bad for humans too, I think. But
Really?
they look really pretty.
They're gorgeous. Alrighty. How many more rounds should we do?
We could do another round.
All right.
Okay. I think so. Alright.
Last call.
Okay. Adam,
Mhm.
what do you think your best physical feature is?
Chin.
It's gotta be the jawline,
Jawline.
right?
That's what I
Like,
was
it's
saying.
gotta be the jawline.
Or height.
Oh, he is a tall man. I think jawline.
Well, this is what Adam thinks.
That's true.
Everyone says it's his jawline, and Adam's like, I guess.
But how much of that is reinforced into his mind? Does he know that that is like a great physical trait? Like literally around our college campus, he was known as the man with the good jawline. Tune into YouTube.
I'm gonna go with height.
Yeah, I kind of feel like height. I think the jawline thing has kind of seeped in because it was very incessant that you guys talked about how great it was, and I don't see it myself. But you know what? If at some point, if everyone tells you this thing, then it must be true. So
I kid you
and
not. Like
especially it's like extended. Like all of our friends at our undergrad would talk about this, but completely unrelated. Some people in my law school will be like, "Wow, you have a really good jawline." I'll be like, "How did this spread?" So maybe it's true.
I said nothing. I said no words. My boyfriend watched the podcast and he was like trying to like, remember who was who. And he was like, "Oh, Adam is the one with the jawline, right?" I was like, "Yes." Oh my God. All right. But yeah, you're tall too.
Also, I think my hair looks good. I think I've got it pretty much to the point that I like the way it looks all the time,
Nice.
which is nice.
That's fair. Alrighty. Does Ryan? Actually, I'm gonna change that one because I think we all know the answer. What is Ryan's most used emoji? What do we think it is? I don't.
Does not
have-
strike me as the emoji
Yeah,
guy.
Exactly. I don't think he uses them all the time. I have two thoughts. I think there's a chance because he doesn't use them all the time, like at all, that it could just be like a basic red heart that maybe he like sent to like family or something, I don't know.
Okay.
But that's assuming he doesn't use them all the time, and so that's just like a default. But if he does use them more often, I want to come up with a different one.
I was thinking along the same vein, but kind of opposite in that because he doesn't use emojis, he doesn't
coughing.
use any of the basic like faces. And so his most used emoji would be some kind of dedicated picture for some, I don't know, like joke related thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the emojis are, but a non-face, like an item, like a thing.
Yeah. He does talk like this. I don't know if he would use it as an emoji, but there's sometimes where you do the more you know type of vibe in the story you're telling, the more you know, or like you think of that kind of thing. Maybe it's that little star thing. Those are my best guesses.
I think y'all are partially right. I don't really use a lot of emojis. definitely my most used one is the crying laughing emoji. I'm a basic bitch.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But I
Yeah.
send a lot of gifts usually.
Oh.
My
okay.
other like most used ones are like looking smug or like the surprised, which is usually just like what I send to other people during meetings.
I love that. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Who is a fictional character that I hate?
Dumbledore. No, I don't know.
I got
I
awesome.
feel like I have 100 answers for this question,
Yeah.
and none of them are coming to mind.
Yeah. I'm still trying to think of one for myself too, which is stupid because I wrote these questions. I should have thought ahead.
There are things too, like, I don't know, like Kylo Ren. Does she hate Kylo Ren, or does she hate like
Reylo.
aspects of Kylo Ren's character, and like like Reylo, or like how he ended up? I don't
That
know.
was the first thing I was thinking of too. I was like, well, I know Margot's not a big fan of Reylo.
I do
but
hate
that's not
Reylo.
that person.
Yeah,
It's one of my more hated ships. Easily.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of Twilight characters, and I
That's what
instantly
my
realized
other
I don't know any Twilight characters, so I couldn't pull out a character that she hates.
And we're on the same wavelength right now.
We should play that other game. We're trying to guess what the other person.
My mouth. We will play that again soon.
Jacob from Twilight.
Shoot, just a big Edward Cullen fan.
Team Edward.
Well, Jacob from Twilight's a little creepy in the last film.
He's a
That's
super
true.
creeper.
He's in love with the baby.
A
Yeah.
pedophile.
He
Let
imprints
him
on the
say
baby.
it. Yeah, which is just wolf speak for pedophilia. Pedophilia, I can speak.
Weird.
I know Margot's a big Captain Marvel fan.
Oh god.
Yeah, I was thinking Captain Marvel as well, but I was like, again, I don't know if that's because she hates the character Captain Marvel or like how the movie was done and that.
Got spoiled.
I was also trying to think like Miraculous. Does she hate like the kind of main
the
bully
B-girl?
character?
She doesn't hate anyone in Miraculous. They're all so characterally developed that it's fine.
I think the B girl is the best. Queen Bee.
Queen
Yeah.
Bee, ooh, man. There's a new bee girl in town,
Oh.
and it's her cousin.
The Riverdale thing of like, we're just gonna keep bringing in family members.
Yeah.
Other than like we talked earlier about Shadow and Bone, so Mal from Shadow and Bone.
God, he's so boring. He's too unimportant to hate. It's a simple answer. You're supposed to hate this character, so I'm not cool or different or not like other girls. I'm just like other girls. I hate Joey from 10 Things I Hate About You. He's so obnoxious. He's the one that you don't want the younger sister to end up with because he placed the bet to like get with her. He's just icky, but also full of himself and not the hottest guy in the movie by a long shot. Sorry to the actor. But yeah. That's all I can think of. You guys had great answers though. Jacob is icky too. Yeah.
I was just trying to run through media properties that you are fans of or like have seen a lot of.
I want to be clear. I have not seen all the Twilight movies. I just don't want to like assume their culture. I've seen most of them. I've not read the books. So like, let's not get anything twisted here. I'm a
not a Twilight
Twilight
fan over here.
No, I'm trying. I'll get there. Give me time. Yeah. Alrighty. What Rain on Hill Springs?
I'll do a good thing. So the Super Bowl came out. Was like this past week.
Mhm.
And I've been getting really into sports betting, which, isn't a problem yet. I can stop whenever I want to, but I don't want to stop yet, so we're fine. Anyway,
Okay,
so I was
yeah.
like, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to put $10 down on the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they're not
What?
favored to win, but I think Patrick Mahomes, he's going to do it.
And he
so, Yeah, so I put that down, and then during the Super Bowl, there was a DraftKings commercial. It's like, we're offering $200 in free bets, like limited time only. And so I bet an extra $200 on the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they started losing end of the second quarter, and they were down by a lot, and the odds were really good. I was like, you know what? I believe in Patrick Mahomes, but $10 extra down. I won $233.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah.
It was very nice. I'm like, I'm gonna buy myself a new bedside table.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so fun. Yeah.
So great work to the Kansas City Chiefs. I was a little worried at some points. I was
really
like,
helped.
oh my god, I'm gonna lose like $20.
Oh man, fair. I don't think I understand betting enough to bet. We can leave that there. I don't know if I want to. Could be a problem if I did. Slot machines, though, I could see myself getting addicted to those.
Mm-hmm.
That's just real talk.
Yeah, I don't understand slot machines. Every time I've tried them, I've not won. And
no,
so I'm like, well, this just seems silly.
I think that's the point.
It's the whole point.
I don't know. And I've been
I think it's supposed to seem like you could win and you don't, and so you keep trying.
I guess so, but I've always been like, oh, I'm clearly not going to win. I tried this for like a bit and I didn't win, so that's not going to change.
Adam knows I'm a big Exodia fan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Which the way that you win with Exodia is you pull all 5 parts of him. You gotta like mill your deck to pull all 5 parts. You never win with him, apart from when you do, which is awesome. But it's so rare. It's so hard to win with him. But like I did it like twice in all the games of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played. And it was amazing. It felt so good to win with him. But I think that's the same idea with slot machines, though, right? It's just like the odds are against you. It's not really going to happen. But the feeling that it might, when you have 4 pieces of Exodia in your hand and you're just waiting for that bit, there's nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all I got.
So went to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. And I knew that ahead of the podcast before Ryan said anything.
You said the Kansas City people, and that was close enough.
I'm a sports girl. Anyway, I'll do a good thing too. Not to leave you in the lurch if you have a bad thing, Adam. I'm sorry.
I'm blanking. So
okay. Friend of the show, Esther, sent me a little like care package thing that was like partially like a late Christmas thing, but then partially just a little like thinking of you thing. And it was just so cute, and I cried my little eyes out. But like a few highlights, the only one that I have in reachable distance, I was gonna say in reachable reach, but like is a little like coffee squishmallow.
Nice.
And it's like so sweet and cute. And she was like, because of all of our coffee dates. And I was like, oh, precious. I love her. And then the cooler thing, none of this isn't cool. This is amazing. But the cooler thing is she's been doing wood burning. And she sent me like a little like wood slice with like a wood bird design on it that she did. And I think it's just gorgeous and cool. And it's made me want to do more crafts because that's just cool as hell. So that's the thing.
Now
that's
playing with fire.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good time. Very sweet. Yeah, cool friends. What about you, Adam?
I guess I'll round out on a good thing as well because I can't think of anything bad, which is Hogwarts Legacy. I got it, and it's really good. I was very much worried that it was going to be disappointing because the studio that made it is not exactly, they do not exactly have the experience of making games like this. So, and they seem to be promising a lot. And I'm only like a few hours in because I don't really have time to play that much, but it's very good.
That's good.
I'm really enjoying it.
Alrighty. Well, get to know your friends. Make eye contact with your parents while a sex scene is on.
Or just watch Paddington 2.
Or just watch Paddington 2 or Rule 34 of Paddington and then make eye contact with your parents. Have a sunny Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.